What is going on, guys? How's it going? So we're back with some NHL 15 demo review. In my first initial review, I was very harsh. I was very critical of the game, and that was my first impressions. That was the first time I ever played the demo. I just downloaded it and I hit record, and that was it. I was very harsh. I played it for probably 4 or 5 hours, just playing games and playing within the practice and just trying to figure out what pros and what cons were there. Initially, I had the game at a 5 out of 10. That was just me being shocked from the realism from the game. NHL 14 was a great game, but this is just off the charts. They've revamped everything, and to that I want to applaud EA, because initially I was so shocked. I was like, oh my god, what is this? It feels wrong, blah blah, negative, and that was just from what I've read on Twitter and then my initial reactions. But I've played the game a little bit more, and I've made a list of pros and cons. So now I definitely give the game about a 9 out of 10, just from what I've played. I've learned how to do more deeks and learned how to do more things. As you will see in this gameplay, actually, you'll see I'm actually a lot more improved. But again, it's just the demo. I know that there's still changes to be made. EA can release patches and whatnot. So let's start with the good, and then we'll move to the cons. Actually, I had a lot more cons before, and now there's not as many cons because I've learned to like this demo a lot more than I did with my first initial reaction. So the pros. The commentary is absolutely sick. Oh my god, I love the commentary. I usually, you know, in NHL 14 or previous NHL games, the commentary will get very stale, and I know this is just the demo. We have the whole game to play for the next 10 months, but when there's like a stoppage in play, usually I just click AAA to get to the next, to get to play next. But with this, I really listened to the commentary. It's actually enjoyable. I had times where I was thinking it's a real NHL game. Like, it actually sounds so good. Ray Ferraro does an amazing job. Doc just does an amazing job as well. I mean, I really think the commentary is a reason just to buy the game itself. I love the commentary in it. That's probably what made my rating go way up, was just the overall feel of the game with the commentary. It just feels amazing. The new celebrations, they are sick. I love how they feel. They're very realistic. I love how, you know, you do the little swipe on the ice, one knee down, or you do the little thing with your hand. It just looks awesome. The new celebrations are filthy. I'm very happy that they implemented that, because that was something that needed to be done from the generic ones. A couple things I am interested in, though, for the actual game. I want to see a new celebration for overtime winners. If you remember in NHL 14, NHL 13, I believe NHL 12 was when they implemented it, but when you score an overtime winning goal, you'll do the exact same generic celebration. You'll slide into the right side of the corner on the boards, and all of your teammates will dogpile onto you. That's what I want to see in the actual NHL game, if there is going to be a new celebration, because that would be cool for overtime winners. The overall realism of the game, it just feels real. Initially, it was such a shock, so that I gave it a negative response, which was probably wrong of me, but I've played the game more, and it just feels great. The overall realism of it, it feels awesome. I'm very happy with how the puck bounces and how you can't split the D so easily like in NHL 14. In NHL 14, you could do a little deke and you'll be on a breakaway. That is not the case at all. It feels very realistic, and I'm very happy with that. It's harder to score with weaker players. That's another pro. For example, I've had shots with Marian Gaborik from the exact same spot, and they've went bar down, but I do that exact same shot, exact same place, defenseman in the exact same spot, and I do it with like a player like Dwight King, and he doesn't even raise the puck. So I like how they gave superstars, I guess, superstar power, if that's the right word, if that's the right phrase, because in NHL 14 and previous games, you could snipe with like Dwight King. You could go bar down all day, but for example, Gaborik will go bar down much more than Dwight King will. The overall presentation of the game is absolutely outstanding. With the graphics on the next-gen console, it's unreal. I give the game a 10 out of 10 for overall visual presentation. I give it a 10 out of 10. It did a great job with the opening things when it goes to shows like the skyline of LA, and it's like a helicopter that flies over the Staples Center. That looks great. 10 out of 10 for the overall presentation. So as you can see, I have a lot more pros now that I've actually played the game, and that's what you got to think. Before was my initial reaction. That was just my bare bones. The first time I ever turned it on, it was a huge shock to me, and I didn't really give it a fair shot. But this is my fair review of the game. So those are the pros. There's obviously a lot more pros. Little things, just how the puck moves. It just feels very real. I think the key to this is realism, and EA did a great job by making the game feel very, very real. There's still some people who don't like it. There's still some things I don't like. We'll get into those cons right now. So the Jello jerseys, I talked about it in the review. Basically, every time you move, the jersey wiggles, and you get used to it. You really, really do. Yes, it's a bit extensive. Like, they shouldn't move that much, but Bat Grenade actually tweeted me and he said, like, that's a very easy patch from EA. So if that is something that EA wants to address, that would make me very happy. I know a couple other people as well were telling me that the jerseys are a little bit too wiggly, but it's still very, very cool. It's still a huge improvement from the past plastic jerseys that we had that didn't really do anything. The shock from NHL 14, I wouldn't call this a con. I've kind of went over this, but basically it's just so different. And if you did what I did in an initial review, you first turned it on, played your first game, and it felt weird, you didn't really like it, give it another shot, give it another hour, go in the practice mode, just start messing around, and you'll enjoy the game. This game is too good. It's going to be a really good game. I'm not going to say it's going to be the best NHL game ever, but I'm very excited for the full release. It's a complete revamp, like from previous NHL games. It can come to a shock at first, but it's definitely a good thing. One more con I have, and it's not really a con, it's just how the next-gen physics are and how they did a complete revamp of the whole game. It's very different from any other NHL games. That's basically just how the players move. They move very differently. I made a comparison to NHL 2006. It's just, they move very differently, but it's a good thing, guys. You will get used to it, especially for the next-gen for Xbox One. It was a shock to me for the controller. So that's another thing. The controller is a big shock, but we're just going to have to get used to it. There's nothing we can do about that. I'm very happy with the game. Previous to this, I gave it a 6 out of 10, which was very weak. And again, that was my initial impressions. I don't take it back at all. That was my initial thoughts of the whole game. Now I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. I'm very happy with the demo. Yes, it's a shock at first, but trust me, guys, just play it. Just give it like an hour of your time or half an hour. Play 2 or 3 games, and you will love this game. So far, I am loving it. I'm gonna actually go play another match right now. It's just fun to just dangle around people, and especially if you're gonna play a game, put your headset on or put your Turtle Beach or turn up your TV. Try not to press A during the stoppage of the whistles, and just listen to how the commentary goes. Like, I scored a really nice goal with Chris Kreider, for example. I just did like a little dangle in just next to the hash marks, and I rifled it top cheese, and I listened to the commentary, and Ray Ferrara was like, "Oh, what a goal from Chris Kreider. He really dangled out the defenseman there just above the hash marks and tucked that one home." Like, they really, for every single player, the commentary is just unreal. So that's my overall review. I've played the game probably for about 6 hours. I played till like 2:30 last night, and then I woke up and I played it again, and I wanted to get a fair review out because the last one was my initial first response, not how I actually felt after play the game more, and I'm sure you do as well. If you're hating on the game, there's some stuff to hate on for sure, but there's a lot of stuff to like. So let me know your pros and cons. Make a list in the comments down below. I am so excited for the full release of this game. I'm very happy with it now. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Thanks for watching. Ready, old check, and